Hi everyone, how are you doing? I was just doing some things around the garage here and thought I'd come up, I'd ask some of you guys and see what you guys think about some of the things that you have in your toolbox or your shop or garage that, you know, aren't normal type things. Things you've sourced from, say, the house or elsewhere, you know, normal things that you use for things that they weren't meant to be. I'll start with a toothbrush. I bought, I believe it was a dollar store or something. I bought like a pack of these. There, $2 at dollar store for these Oral Care toothbrushes. And I use them all the time for cleaning things, obviously, and brushing up things. They work really well for $2. And this was, what is it, six of them or 8 of them were in there. They just get used all the time, and you can just throw them away, and you don't have to worry about stealing your wife's toothbrush and putting it back without her knowing. Works great. Another thing was a carving knife or bread knife. Works really good for all sorts of things, but especially for foam. Works well on styrofoam and upholstery foam. It cuts without pinching. You don't have to worry about cutting yourself. But it works really well for that. It cuts all sorts of things. With the serrated blade, works really well where you don't want to use a saw blade that might snag on something. And this little tip here, see how well you can see that, is great for opening packages. I mean, just cut it into the tape and slices along awesome. Works really well. This is an old one from the house that we'd had for years, but the handle broke off and it just wasn't worth replacing. But this thing's probably 30, 40 years old. You know, stainless steel, Sheffield, England. So it was a good knife in its time. But the handle broke from too many trips to the dishwasher, and I just taped it up and brought it to the garage and had it out here for about 10 years, and I've used it many, many times. It works really good. Another thing among the same lines is a turkey baster. I had a glass one. I borrowed one from my wife. And it's great for sucking fluids out or measuring fluids. I've used it when I was to get the last little bit out of the oil out of the air compressor when I was changing the oil in there. And they also, if you find them, some of them, like the metal ones here, come with this injector tip, which is handy for things too. Otherwise, they're normally just like that, which is great. I mean, I used the one from the house, of course, and the wife got mad and I had to buy her a new one. I bought her a glass one, and I didn't want a glass one in the garage. So eventually I found a steel one. And the bulb, you can take them off, clean them really well. One thing about these is the bulb, if you're using them with I don't know, just about any automotive fluid, these aren't really fluid safe, petroleum safe, or solvent safe. So when you're done using them, you want to rinse them out really good, because it might not be right away, but eventually you'll find them sitting in your toolbox or wherever you put them with a hole in the bottom. So rinse these out really good once you're done using them. There you go. And the tip is really handy too. Great for suctioning things or adding just the right amount of fluid you want. So that's handy. Another thing was this. Great for oil filters that other ones won't stick to. It has these kind of serrated edge there, so when you go that way, it binds on the strap. Adjustable to, you know, big sizes, all the way down to tiny sizes. And it's a jar opener from Lee Valley Tools. And I've used this quite often on some oil filters where the metal strap wrenches just don't seem to grip well, which is often the case if the filter's already got grease and oil and stuff on it. This will grab. And it was like $10 from Lee Valley. And this one I was smart enough to buy 2. I bought one for the house and one for the garage. So yeah, it's really handy. And yeah, because some oil filters you can't get the 3-jawed ones in, or even the cup ones, you have to get them from the side. So this works great. It's really good. I highly recommend it. And some of you before had seen my video on plier racks. And this is another thing that's, you know, not really meant for the garage. It's just a dish drying rack. And it makes a great plier rack. I just took a saw. I used an air saw in my case. And cut it down to this. And then, hold on a second, let me grab a pair of pliers from the tool cart over here. And once it's cut, you can use it either way. You can use it this way, put your pliers in to hold it, you know, and it holds them upright, and instead of laying them down flat and taking up a bunch of space, you can use it this way too. Either way works. Some of my bigger pliers actually leave it like that and just slip the handles over. That works good. I painted the ones in my box black. I just spray painted them flat black because the white was starting to bug me every time I opened the drawer. It looked like I was looking into a dishwasher. But I picked these up at like a bargain store for, I got 3 or 4 of them for a couple of bucks. And it's way cheaper than ordering plier racks off the online. And they work perfect. You can cut them. So for every one of these, you get 2 of these. It gives you quite a range of long width of use rack. So yeah, that's my, let me know what you guys use in the garage that wasn't necessarily intended for the garage, and what you use and how you use it. Yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.